Well, good Friday evening. We are back. Of course, another week. This is week 12 and episode 12 with Amy Noack, and we do have Jonathan Guzman with Team Pulse. But even more impressive, we do have our guest host. It is still Matt and Chris, but we also have Chris Proctor from the UK filling in as Chris Cruz. Our bro host is traveling. He has a travel day today. So Chris Proctor, welcome, my friend.
You mean his wife said he couldn't go on?
Well, he knew you were going to fill in, and he's like, oh, yeah, we got to see what this is about. I'm sure he's probably watching while he's traveling. So welcome to you. And Amy, we are very, very excited to have you. I know that there have been multiple requests to have you on because you are someone who is very influential, not only in GBO, but really just in the fitness community. And you also have a lot of area to cover when it comes to Houston and also San Francisco. So where are you currently living right now, and when did you move there?
I'm currently living in San Francisco. I moved here on March 18th in the height of the COVID lockdowns. And I made a run for California because I didn't know what was going to go on as far as the state locking down. So I made it in and I got all my goods moved, and I've been here since March.
Very cool. Now you moved from Houston, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So when you were here in Houston, I know that when we go back to your roots, I first of all met you in another organization. How did you get into the fitness industry, and how did that plug in your life as you were growing up, and how did that come about for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I got into fitness. Fitness really saved my life. So I started to get involved with fitness in basically Midland, Texas. I was kind of doing like some Les Mills, like YMCA classes and stuff. And then I moved to San Antonio, and I was married at the time. And I moved there to try to help my marriage. And it wasn't helping. So I actually turned to fitness to stay out of the house. So I would go running and jogging for like 5 miles at a time, in the morning. And then in the evenings, I would be like taking all these classes at Lifetime Fitness and stuff. So I really got into it. And I also got into heavily drinking as well too, because I was in oil and gas. Oil prices were high, parties going on, so I was drinking and I was doing fitness, and I was having a failed marriage. So what happened was I went and I got counseling, went to divorce. All this plays in together, I promise. And so I ended up moving, just selling everything and moving to Houston and starting over. And I really realized I was having a drinking problem. And so I tried to pull back on the drinking, and I started doing more running and doing more active stuff. I ran into a sorority sister from Western Michigan that was in Houston, that was a coach at a CrossFit gym. And she was like, hey, why don't you try CrossFit? So I went and I tried out CrossFit, and I fell in love with Olympic weightlifting and CrossFit. And I ended up just getting ripped, just super ripped. And growing up with a cleft lip, I had a cleft lip and all these surgeries. I'd get used to people staring at me, and I just didn't want anybody looking at me and my face and everything. I was just very self-conscious. But with the CrossFit stuff, people were looking at me, and they're like, look at this girl, she's ripped. Do you compete? Or, I'm like, I don't know what that is. So there's a Whole 30 challenge, and I jumped on this Whole 30 challenge. And I just started to shred down more, and I knew I had to cut out alcohol in the Whole 30 challenge. So I stripped alcohol out, and I said, if I'm gonna strip this alcohol out, I'm gonna check into this bodybuilding thing. And so I went and I looked up online. I was natural bodybuilding, drug-free bodybuilding, and I came across Dwayne Malone, which I actually just talked to Dwayne on the phone yesterday. We're still friends, And we always like to talk about ideas. And so I went and I saw Dwayne, and we talked about bodybuilding, and I almost canceled the appointment like 3 times because I was like so intimidated by his pictures and stuff. I'm like, oh, he's gonna kick my ass, like, you know. And so I go and talk to Dwayne, you know, and Dwayne was like, hey, we can get you ready for competition. You're like really lean. I was 125 pounds, like I'm 5'8", so that was like little. And he got me ready for my first competition in like 2 months. It was like 8 weeks. I took first at Texas State Naturals, and I fell in love with it. Then I went on later to compete in Muscle Mania. And in Muscle Mania, I got on the basically the international stage, and I was the smallest figure competitor on stage. I was so scrawny that I placed like last, but it was such a great experience, and it got me addicted. So after that, I worked really hard, and I got my pro card for the NFF, Nationally Fit Federation, in 2015, and I've just been working hard ever since.
Well, you also got your, did you get your Muscle Mania Pro card that same year, or was that the following year?
Yep, 2015 was my pro card year. Yeah, I was taking them all that year. So
now, when did you, I know that you came to GBO, was it last year or the year before?
I came last year, yeah.
So what attracted you to the GBO? Because you've been with multi organizations at this point. What was really your turning point, and what really got you here?
Well, I used to own a gym in Houston, and Todd Rogers came and talked to me several times about when GBO was first starting, about, you know, what was going on. And I was like, kind of still just doing Muscle Mania and still doing Naturally Fit Federation. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll get involved with GBO. And Todd was I think he was still doing like the NFF Poseidon show and like maybe some other stuff. And so I was still like involved with him, but I always knew that everything like Todd touches like always just like works out. He's such a good person, and he knows the right things that are going to grow and going to do well. And so he got involved with me and Lauren, and we did like some info sessions, and we did some posing camps at my old gym. And then I was just like, this is really cool. Like, it seems like it's growing, and I think I want to be involved with it. I'm not really sure. I was still really tightly tied in with Dwayne and Muscle Mania at the time. I think when I finally like kind of just branched out, because oh my gosh, I love training with Dwayne. And I always like switch trainers. It's always a reason. I like love training in person with Dwayne, and I needed to do like in-person stuff with him because I try to do virtual stuff, and I just wasn't following it because I was just like, I don't know, I just wasn't in the right mindset. So I ended up hiring a different like virtual coach, you know, to try that out, you know, to kind of change my mindset a little bit, and that ended up working out. But when I kind of made that separation, I didn't feel like I was so restricted to Muscle Mania that I could break out a little bit more. And so it opened my eyes, and just being involved with Todd and seeing, you know, him grow the organization, how excited he was. The legacy came up last year on the list, and I was like, I'm like, all right. I'm like, they're looking for pros to compete. They'll accept my pro card for figure. Let's do this. So I actually did my last NPC competition, and I just got the NPC competing out of me, signed on with GBO, and now it's just been a fantastic experience, and I'm not looking back. So
what are your plans now? You've moved to California now, though, yeah? So what? Obviously, you had a gym in Houston. So what's your plans now you've moved to California? You're going to set a gym up there, or you're going to personal train, or what's your plans?
Oh my gosh. So it was so crazy. I have an online training program with Boss Girls brand, and then just as a trainer and coach, I have a lot of online clients. And so I was like, I'm just going to do this virtual thing. Well, my neighbor, who I actually was like, hey, if you come in early for your training appointment, I'm going to introduce you. She noticed me in the hallway and she was like, are you a trainer? And I'm like, yeah, I was going to be like, oh, I do online training, and then I was like, yeah, I am a trainer. I'd like to train people in person again. And so she got me training people in person again out here. So I've got like 3 clients right now that basically just found me through Instagram and just being out and about. Like I'll be working out in the park or something. And I guess I look pretty approachable because I just start talking to people. And so I picked up 3 online clients. And then also last weekend, San Francisco allowed for outdoor fitness classes. So I worked with Lene, who's the owner of Dion Bikinis. She lives just down the block from me, just around the block from me. And she and I have put together this boot camp last Saturday, and then we're promoting it tomorrow too. And we had 16 women show up to our boot camp last week, and we're going to have more this weekend. So we're breaking the law because the max is 12, but you know what? We're staying socially distanced. And if I have to get a ticket for something, it's going to be for kicking ass and training people,
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Boss Girls brand, because I noticed that most of your girls are actually on here now. As the feed is scrolling, it's interesting to see how many Boss Girls there are all over the country. So how did you start Boss Girls brand? Who do you run that with? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Boss Girls brand is something that Lauren and I came up with. So Lauren Austin and I, we were honestly, we came up with like doing a glute camp. Gosh, you know what? I don't even know like the seeds of the beginning. Lauren and I always had like some ideas that we'd work on. And she was my first posing coach. And so I learned so much from Lauren. And so it was such a cool blessing to like be connected with her and have her, like finally get kind of the level where she was like, hey, let's work together on some of this stuff. So when I opened the gym, we started we were like, yeah, let's have like all girl workouts, and honestly, we were in Vegas, and we went to Vegas to go watch Muscle Mania competition, and we weren't competing in it this time. We were like, we're just gonna go watch for fun or so. So we're in the hotel room and we're just talking about these like things that we want to do for our like all women's health business that we were kind of like brainstorming. And I just remember sitting in the hotel room tossing across names of different company names that we'd have, and we were like what is our avatar of a woman, that's going to be a typical part of our program. And we really came up with the name Boss Girls brand because we were really, you will notice that the majority of our clients, not all of them, I will say, are single women who are very independent, who are like A players, A type, and I don't say not all of them are single, but they're basically very like, they're boss ladies. And so it's really our avatar, our girls that are just badasses. And we just continue to just grow that way. So that's how it started. And we started it as some butt workouts on Fridays, Friday night glute camp. And we'd always have some sort of like booty builder or some theme to it. It's always glutes though. And so we grew it from there. And then we had then we started the competition team. And now we have lifestyle clients. And then our big thing right now is we're running all these 21-day challenges. And those have been just growing really fast. So that's where we're at right now with BGB.
That's probably the most sensible thing I've ever heard happen in a hotel in Vegas, to be fair. There's booty knocking about in the rooms. When I'm in the hotel rooms, but I think it's a different kind of booty workout, I think. But
well, to be fair, Proctor, Grace Gonzalez said it's all about butt stuff. So I didn't want to say that on here. I was hoping people would see the feed, but she's got it nailed. Todd and I went to one of your, I don't know if it was more of an info session, but we got a chance to see what you're building. And I know you and Lauren has worked hard on that. And that came about, it's been years now. And I met some amazing people. We've got people like Grace and Kim Alvera. And you've got some people who are career like executives in their, 50s, 60s, and they're in incredible shape. And it was really impressive just to talk to them and really what they're about and really the vision that you cast for that organization and for really that group. And they seem to fit right in. And you seem to be catching a lot of traction even out in a whole nother city where you've never been. You've got now a national following. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I know there was like it was really hard for, to leave Houston and for the girls to watch me leave Houston, but really, everything is so virtual. All of our coaching is virtual, like every now and then we have in-person stuff, but I needed to start over. It was really hard for me losing my gym or the lease on my gym. In a lot of things. I mean, like I went through layoffs and like all sorts of crazy things. I was like ready for a restart. So San Francisco really provided a really good restart for me. And I also wanted to carry the brand to be a national brand. I don't want it just stuck to Houston. I think that, our girls are they're world class, and like we should have a world-class team and girls from all over the nation joining these girls to be a part of it. So, I mean, we dream big because not only do we deserve it for ourselves, but our girls deserve that too.
So there's two main questions here. Number one, what do you use in your hair to make it so cool?
Oh my gosh, it's called Gorilla Snot.
Gorilla Snot. How did you find Gorilla Snot? And you changed your hair from being here. I've seen the transformation. If I could get my hair like that, I would definitely do it. So what was your inspiration for just going short and just going very aerodynamic?
I actually had like this like pixie Madonna kind of cut that I like bleached out blonde. And then the blonde was like kind of hard to maintain. So I started, and then it like started just kind of like, it just got messy, and I was looking kind of like mom hair, like no offense, mom, no offense. But like it was looking like quite like, and so I started kind of forming it into a mohawk, and then I dyed it black and it looked terrible. And so then I like played around with color of it. And then I was like, I just went in and I was like, what if we just shave the sides and let it be a mohawk? And so then it did. And then it was this blonde mohawk for a while. And then I got natural color again. And then I've been cutting my own hair for the past 100 days. So it's easy. I like it, and the Gorilla Snot makes it hold in place.
I need
in the UK with hair like that. See, if I seen you walking down the street and you're smiling, I'd say hello. If I didn't, it's got a "don't fuck with me" haircut.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me. But it's good. It suits you though. It does look good and it suits you.
It's kind of funny. Like I went out to eat here in San Francisco, and there's like, you can do some outdoor dining or so. But like apparently, like, I go up to the place and they're like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "It's Amy for two." And I was there with my friend Tina. Yes, I made a friend in the quarantine. Nice. And so he's like, "Amy," he's like, "That's kind of like, like he's like, you need a name like Valkyrie." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, Valkyrie. And the girl I was with, she was like, "Nah, her stage name is Khaleesi." And I'm like, "Okay." So I was like, I guess the hair warrants the stage name.
You got Proctor so excited he turned the lights off.
I know. Yeah,
because I've not moved for a while.
You gotta be moving around more.
Yeah.
Well, here's really the most important question, because, a lot of people can really relate to your story because you were in a place to where I know that you're a geologist by trade and by degree, and you got into the fitness industry, not through bodybuilding, but through CrossFit. And then CrossFit led you into something where, you know, Dwayne got you ready in 8 weeks for your very first show. And, you know, I remember walking into Dwayne's office because he was my original trainer. And I was ultra intimidated because Lauren Austin's sitting right behind him. And she looked like she could beat the crap out of me. So I didn't really know who to look at. And I almost walked right back out like you did. And I'm like thinking, man, these guys, he's a world champion. She's kind of like looking at me like she's either a security guard or a bodyguard. I get that. And, you know, sure enough, we were both introduced to kind of the same level of competition, so to speak, with the same circle of influence. So, you know, as you went through, you talked about cleaning up drinking. You talked about, you know, just getting out of a messy relationship. And you seem to be in a much better place mentally right now than you've ever been. What is on the horizon for you for the rest of this year? And to wrap up, what are you excited about for 2021?
Absolutely. I'm excited. All of our girls are signed up for either the Legacy or the Storm. I think all of them are signed up for the Storm. We just had 2 more sign up for the Storm. And I'll probably be doing it too if there's room.
Nice. We'll see the numbers here soon. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be doing the Legacy and the Storm probably. But another thing that I got back involved with is Olympic weightlifting. So my coaching certification is actually in Olympic weightlifting, and I haven't worked on my Olympic lifts for about 3 years or so. So that's a really exciting thing for me. It's also something that it's, you know, it really kills the time for this quarantine and lockdown too, because these workouts take a long time and they're very mental. Olympic weightlifting is like quite mental, and I like it because it's super hard and my body is like not like anatomically correct for Olympic weightlifting. So I like to, you know, I always like to just like not be the normal. So so working on that, and then into 2021, you know, just, you know, see how it goes. But I'd really like to be involved with bringing a show out to California. I mean, that would be a big thing for me, because just as I'm getting to know all the women out here, all the people out here, even the people in the CrossFit gym, they're like watching me and they're like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, would you do a natural bodybuilding show if we had a natural show, like a tested show? And they were like, that would be really cool. And I was like, well, cool. Well, maybe, you know, maybe that's something we can bring here, you know, test, not tested, whatever, you know, like getting a lot of good feedback, I guess, because nobody's ever talked to people out here about it before. So, I mean, I want to be involved as much as the competitor and like on the other side too. And I want to judge some shows too. So it's kind of what I see going on for 2021.
You've got a lot of different opportunity because, you know, I know that you are a pro. We have talked about, you know, you putting a show out in California. And I know that in the San Francisco area, you know, it's funny how a Proctor says, well, you're definitely unapproachable in the UK, but people approach you in California, which should be the opposite, I would think. But, you know, you have made a tremendous impact already just with boot camps. And, you know, we're hearing all about them. We're seeing it on social media. You know, you're all over GBO California. So, you know, we like the fact that you got a chance to connect with Lene, you know, and you guys are building something that's great out there in a very short amount of time. And that's not easy to do. So
yeah, Lene has like such a great presence out here as well, and so many great connections. Like if you put us together to like do a show out here, man, it's gonna be good. Like at first, like during lockdown, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if, you know, we can do that. But the more we get out, like it's like we don't even have to get out there. People just like want to be around us and find out more from us. It's fantastic. It's really cool.
Well, I got to tell you, I know that you have a client coming up. We can't thank you enough just for the time. You know, one of the things that I appreciate about you, I've known you now for 5 years. And, you know, people have been reaching out. They're like, okay, can I be a guest? Can I be a guest? And when that happened, people started saying, hey, what's Amy Noack doing? I heard she just moved. And what is she involved in? And you know, what is her plan? So I think now that people know you, they also know Boss Girls Brand. And I know that Lauren has been active with you on different Zoom calls, you know, with your clients all over. And it's really cool to see you grow something, especially all women run. And that's very rare these days. So very cool. Just one thing, Lauren did get certified to become a GBO judge. Is that correct? I heard that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I know she's watching, so I just thought I'd just throw that in there. But
Yeah.
Proctor, last word, anything that you want to ask Amy before we let her get to her personal training?
Yeah, no, I actually thought I thought you'd done your judges course as well, Amy. Have you not done it yet? No.
If I haven't what?
Your judges qualification.
What?
Judging exam.
Oh, yes. Yeah, judging qualification. Yes, I am a judge as well too. Yeah. So both Lauren and I are like, we're certified judges, or we're ready to judge GBO shows for sure. So, and like, shout out. What'd you say?
Yeah. I remember seeing a post. I'm sure Todd put a post up a while back that you were qualified. So yeah, it'd be good to see you on the judges table sometime, and maybe next year Atlas. Who knows? No?
I'd love to do some judging. I want to be on the other side of it too. So it's like I love the organization inside out. So
we're going to get you there. And I know that especially with the shows popping up on the West Coast, we're going to need more judges. So we're glad that you're certified so you can also, create another judging panel. So that way they can just travel up and down. So we really enjoy having you, obviously involved, but more importantly, it's really nice to be able to see you grow. And in your 400 square foot apartment, you make every square inch count. And we're looking forward to seeing a lot of big things from you guys, definitely in the future. And I'm sure you're going to be featured back on the show again here soon, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and representing Boss Girls brand and all we do. So shout out again to Lauren for being an awesome partner in this company and the growth. So
last thing, can you just let everybody know your Instagram for Boss Girls and also your personal account, so if they want to follow you, they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, find me on Instagram, Amy Cat, AMYKAT, _, and then FitPro, FITPRO. That's my personal Instagram. And then Boss Girls brand, Lauren and I were so good that this name has not been taken off by anyone, that we are just at Boss Girls brand is one word on Instagram.
Very good. Well, you better copyright it, because I know people are going to want to imitate, but they can never duplicate. So
that's right.
Amy, thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.
If you ever want your hair done, I can hook you up with a really, really good hair salon in the Bay Area.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I recommend it. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to you to come.
I'll inbox it to you.
Yeah, well, come visit, Chris. We're looking forward to having you.
Yeah. Well, I'll be over in San Francisco some point this year, so I'll give you a shout. 100%.
Awesome.
Well, Amy, take care. You have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, we're going to be shifting gears here a little bit. I know that what's really fun is getting our team Pulse on here, because a lot of you guys were anticipating Amy being on, and we just decided instead of just one guest, they're on mute, and they're also going to get on video and off mute here in just a second. We decided not only to have two guests, but from what I understand, Jonathan wanted three. So we just wanted to, we wanted to mix things up a little bit. I know that we've had different companies on. We've also had different co-hosts on. Proctor, I got to tell you, I know you've been itching and asking to do this. What do you think about the podcast so far? Because you are watching most of them, if not all of them. What's it like hosting as opposed to watching?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I used to have my own radio show, believe it or not, many years ago in Serbia. I used to have an hour slot 5 nights a week on a local radio station, which was a little bit different because I'm going it all in English, and every couple of minutes I'd have to stop for the translator to put it into Serbian. But I had a good following, and I think it was more because I used to play a lot of westernized music, which in those days, back in the 90s, they didn't really have out there. But so I'm enjoying being back on, because I really did used to enjoy that. It was good fun. It was, place to get shot up now and again while you're in the middle of the show. But hey, that's being in a war zone, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
That's right.
No bullets flying here yet, unfortunately. 2 F-bombs though, and that's okay.
Hey, you know what? As long as we don't get kicked off, we're good. And I think this might pop off some fireworks here, especially with the guys we've got on board, because these guys really well from the Pro Symposium. But I do want to welcome Team Pulse. A little bit of background for those of you who don't know about Team Pulse is, yes, Jonathan Guzman also comes from a Musclemania background and also comes from a military background. So he is someone who has built something from nothing. And we've gotten the chance to compete together in Hawaii. And I remember when he said, hey, I'm starting a gym. And you know how you hear that a lot with people. You're going to start a gym. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, good luck. You know, it's really tough to start a gym and get a quick following, but also a good quality following. And Jonathan made it through, was really very successful in Musclemania. And when he came over to GBO, got his GBO Pro card for Beachbody, and was also a swag competitor back when we had swag. But I remember, as you see all the hardware back there, they're looking to add to the wall and to the shelf because they just made a post last week that is not enough for them. Even though they've accomplished a lot, Jonathan is our coach of the year for 2019, won a paid trip to Hawaii, and is going to win another paid trip. It looks like either to Europe or to Mexico. Have you guys decided where you're going yet?
Well, that was supposed to happen, so it looks like we're waiting on that.
Yeah. So still to be determined. And sitting next to this fine gentleman are two outstanding competitors and people who really have made an amazing impact on 2019. So if I could just talk a little bit about Laz Crometti. Lazarus competed in the SPI Fit Expo last year. And I remember, when the moment hit and it was an overall battle, and it looked like Laz came out the victor. And I was very honored to be able to share that moment with you on stage, as I just happened to, be on there, and I got a chance to really see your emotion. And we know the gravity and how much that meant to you. And you went on to compete at the Legacy. You went on to compete at the Storm Classic. You went on to compete at the Atlas. You had a very busy year and a highly successful year, and also the Battle of Central Texas. You thought I forgot. I saw the look on your face. You were about to pass the medal.
That was a birthday.
And you got sung to happy birthday on stage, correct?
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.
And I think Hakeem was the loudest singer there. So it's not like this guy's short on words either or noise, but we really enjoy having Hakeem Benjamin as also a pro. As I know that Laz got a chance to see Hakeem earn his pro card at the Legacy. And I remember your family there, and your son, was running up on stage, and you got to share that moment with him too. Man, I think we were all there. We all got to see you earn your pro cards, which was super cool. And, also someone who competed at the Battle of Central Texas and the Storm Classic and also the Atlas. Just great overall showings. And, it's really tough to stay in shape all year. I don't think people realize how much of a challenge that is without losing size. And, you went back to back show, same thing, Laz. And, Hakeem, you got to earn some hardware. You got to earn some money. If I'm not mistaken, who won the Battle of Central Texas in Pro Beachbody? Well, you got to say it. We can't just point. It's
yeah,
okay.
I won. Yeah, I won.
Say it.
I won the Battle of Central.
All right, cool.
So that means I am the champion of the naturals. So yeah, I don't know who you guys got coming next. But they better bring some fire. I'll tell you that.
Laz, how did you place at the Battle of Central Texas?
I came runner-up.
So that was second, of course, for those of you guys who like the wording. Todd is very excited about you guys being on. You guys are his boys. So we're going to get right to it. Jonathan, I'm going to start with you on this. What was really your your genesis or inspiration for starting Pulse?
So like you said, I came from the Musclemania background as far as competing, and then coming from Fit Crew, so kind of getting introduced to all of the really big weightlifting competition style of things and fitness, and that's when I really kind of fell in love with everything. I was like, this is something that I could see myself doing. I was like, one day, and I kind of had it, just like you said, a lot of people kind of put that in your head. Well, I really wanted to execute that. I just waited for my moment. And once it came, I was like, I'm not going to turn back. I gave up a lot of things to have this happen. So I haven't looked back since then. And I'm glad, because of these guys, it's paid off. and we're just continuing to do our thing. 2019 was great for us. 2020 obviously is a little shitty for everybody, but 2021 we're coming right back.
How many pros do you have right now?
If I can show some of this little, I'm gonna bring this little banner as a simple presentation. As a visual, you can kind of see there's 6 right there. There's a lot of us now, so it's, there's Thorn, there's Hakeem, there was Mike, or not Mike, sorry, Ronald, Marco, Myra, Ashley, these 2 studs. Quite a few of us now, so we really want to just kind of make our statement in 2019, and I'm glad that we were able to achieve that.
You have Mrs. Shape Atlas in your organization. You've got also GBO Pro Myra Benitez. You've also got Marco Fanini. You've got Ronald earned his pro card at the battle, correct?
No, at the Global Championships.
Global, thank you.
And then
he got a chance
as well.
to compete. Yes. And then Thorn earned his at Legacy at Todd's show, correct? And what's crazy about that is he finished runner-up at the Atlas, number 2 in the world in his very first year. That's insane. I know that Ashley got her pro card at my show, and then she turned around and won 3 weeks later her international title. You've got some guys who are hungry. And I can tell that, I've been up there a few times this year, and I noticed that Laz and Hakeem, you have not only put on size, but you have managed to maintain your condition. So, Laz, tell us what's on your schedule for the rest of this year. Let's stir it up a little bit. I know that you might not give everything away, but let's talk about what's in store for you for 2020 and 2021.
All right. Well, first and foremost, it's really hard to tell the things going on for 2020. Whether, no one knows where we're at globally. No one knows where we're at in the country. No one knows where we're at in the county. And so with those uncertainties, I honestly don't know where we'll be at. I know that I want to keep, safety of the gym, the safety of these guys right here, the safety of my family, your family, just the safety of everyone in mind, and trying to figure out, venture out to show or just, become exposed. That's been the top priority because it's the top priority for everybody right now, given everything that goes on. Do I miss the stage? Definitely. I grind every day. You've been in the gym a couple times this year. You see me grind. So I grind every day because I miss the stage. And so definitely the stage is on the horizon. It's just really hard to see the horizon right now, just given everything that's going on. And so it's just this year, everybody's priorities is switched, are in their books more, people are in their minds more, and people are in their heart more. And so that's mainly where I'm at right now. My heart is reaching out to everyone outside of the gym, outside of the home, and not focusing completely just on me and hitting the stage or anything like that. But it's definitely going to happen in 2021. And so, but right now, it's a free.
I want to bring up something. These guys, and we're not going to do this again, but they did 6 and 7 shows in a 12-month span. So, I think, yeah, it's insane. And then the quality that they were able to bring each time.
Yeah.
All the way through. So I wouldn't recommend that to anybody, of course, but I think initially you have to put in that work and kind of solidify yourself first. Then you can start being a little bit more selective, taking your time, putting on that size.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I got to admit, I've done 8 shows in 1 year, and it absolutely destroyed me. The last 2, I didn't enjoy them.
Yeah.
And it's all about enjoyment. And to be honest, the last 2 I looked shit as well, but I did it anyway because you know what I mean. But it's what's interesting is you asked Lazarus there what's the plans. He gave fuck all away on that one, didn't he? Nothing whatsoever. But hey, do you know what? That's cool. He's keeping it close and tight to his chest, and that's fine because we got in the UK we always bring a good team over. And unfortunately, there's no Atlas this year, which is a bit of a shame. But I will warn you guys, next year, I've been having a lot of interest from a lot of athletes from different federations in the UK. And if you thought the team that came over last year was good, boys, especially the classic physique, element of it as well. We've got some serious competitors that are coming on board next year that want to come to America in 2021. So, you know, it's going to be exciting stuff. And to be honest, you know, I look in the US as the two main sort of like areas of competitors is you guys at Pulse and Center Stage, you know, because the two you produce good athletes, consistently good athletes. So I say, oh, they're the two stables that I'm looking at, what's going on to give me a rough idea where we're coming at. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to what you guys produce and what Chris Cruz can produce in 2021. There's going to be some great stuff. And I've also got a big, fat pocket full of Italians that are itching to come out. And they are some serious sizes, man. They are some really good quality athletes out in Italy. So I'm looking forward to what's going on. It's going to be a good year, 2021.
Well, I don't have a crystal ball, but I will say that we've talked about even coming to Europe and bringing a group. And so, you know, Hakeem was in that conversation as we'll be getting to him. But Sean Davis asked if, yes, we were at Alpha Elite Gym last year. That was us. We did a posing seminar at Alpha Elite, and I remember meeting you guys, you know, and, you know, I absolutely loved that event. So, Sean, yes, that was us, and we plan on coming back again soon. But I really want to get to Hakeem because you are someone who earned a trip for your win at the battle, and you might have some plans on competing. So let's talk about Hakeem and really what his 2020/2021 looks like. What you got?
To be honest, I don't know if I'm doing the show. So, you know, because one, you know, you got him talking about his guys over there in Europe. You know, guys, you guys are tough guys now, but like I said, I'm not about to play no games, okay? If you want me to do a show, you better bring some fire, all right? Make me want to do a show. You know, I don't want to hear, oh, yeah. See me, I want to see some of your guys beat me at maybe the Legacy, all right? And then you'll see me at the Storm, and then you'll see me at the Atlas. All right, bring some fire. This is bodybuilding. This isn't tap dancing. This is bodybuilding, all right? We're going to talk trash. All right, and we're gonna do it right. We're gonna talk trash. I want like before a show, I want everybody to get on stage and we do like a little press conference. We get to talk trash. All right, because I want to get up close and personal to these people. Okay, I don't want to hear live videos. I want to be up close and personal. All right, can you take your shirt off right now? That's the question. Can you? That's the question we asking here. All right, all year round. This isn't no 6 months I look good. No, all year round. All right, I'm talking about facts. All year round. Okay, I see everybody watching my videos. I'm posting, oh, you looking good. Thanks for the compliments. I want to see you on stage now, okay? Don't compliment me, all right? I want to see you on stage. Beat me, all right? Just like I said at the Storm, I came in, I was talking trash. I didn't do too good. I bet you that won't happen again, all right? That will not happen again. I'm bringing fire. I'm not about to sit here and play no games no more. I don't want the petty questions. I want you guys to give me some real questions here, okay? I'm here to talk trash. I'm not here to be nice. I'm just not here to be nice. I'm here to talk trash. What do you got coming over from Europe? I want to know. What do you got? Okay. I heard them guys calling out Jeremy. Oh, well, Jeremy's done. Okay. Let's get on to the new guys. Okay. Let's get on to the new guys. I don't want you guys calling out Jeremy no more. Call out us. All right. Listen, I'm applying pressure today. I'm applying pressure today. Okay. I'm not here for that.
That's men's physique. That men's physique's men's physique, you know.
Men's physique. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But you got guys that's from overseas.
Yeah, well, actually, I was disappointed actually with that because I know you were planning on coming over for Ernie Taylor's show this year, weren't you, Akeem?
Yeah,
real shame it didn't happen. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I would love for you to come over for Ernie's show in 2021 because
I'll be there and I'll have to crush your guys. I'm letting you know that now. It's going down.
Yeah, it'll be a good show. It's always a great atmosphere. Ernie's a great guy. We create a great atmosphere at the show, and it will go down really, really well. And someone like yourself on stage would really, really work because there's some, you know, if we get the same standard of athletes that we got at the last show, then we got some shapes to compete with on stage, which is at the end of the day, which is what we want, you know.
I got another thing. Let's get back to the Atlas, okay? All right. Look, when you got guys up there, because you do have what are your guys' names that was on stage at the Atlas?
Kyle.
Kyle and
okay, all right. Kyle, which one was it? Kyle Green. All right, I hope you are watching. I don't want to see you on stage with basketball shorts. This is beach body. Okay, I don't want to see it. Yes, I'm talking. I told you I came here to talk trash. I don't know what kind of
podcast you want to just be. It's not gonna be Cinderella. I came here to talk trash. Okay, you had guys on here on this podcast. I should have been on here before them. Okay, for the simple fact they're not supposed to bring the fire that I'm bringing. Okay, this podcast you're gonna want me back on here. Okay, because I'm telling you, I'm gonna have everybody riled up. I'm calling out the Caesar boys. I'm calling out Ty. I don't care who you got next. Okay,
James Matlock is in.
Yeah, you name them, okay, and I'm calling them out. Yeah, we're gonna stir the pot up today. I want to see Smite. Now you come on my video, okay, when I post something and you talk trash to me. That's the type of competition I'm talking about. All right, we didn't come here for this little Cinderella talk. We came here to get busy, and this is what we're doing right now. We're getting busy. Where they at? Come on, give me the questions.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about why you weren't involved in the Kyle, Jeremy tie. So in all respect, because I believe that, you were in that conversation. It just wasn't mentioned heavily. Laz, you were also maybe a breath of that conversation. They did respectably place in the top 5. I know that you guys are ready for this year. And I guess let's just say hypothetically in 4 months, they magically put a team together or they show up. Now, my question is, there's still a lot of year left. Now, I don't care what's going on right now. And I appreciate, how everyone is wanting to be safe. But frankly, we are 16 weeks away from the end of the year. And I know a lot's going to change then, meaning the restrictions are going to be lifted. We're going to be having people who are going to show up. And Hakeem, you bring up a great point. And the point is the people who are staying in shape and not making an excuse for why they couldn't show up. And I think that has not been said. Ever since we started this 3 months ago, people are, kind of dancing around the question. I don't really know what I'm going to do, or I'm going to do this and see what happens and cross my fingers. For 2021 or 2020, what would be, how do you feel about not being in that conversation? Let's talk about that.
Well, first, I want to take, before my boy Hakeem answered, his response, I do want to say something far as, being a breath or being a fresh air or being a small talk or anything like that as a person or whichever. I would like to say, everyone always asks us every time before each show, are you going to be there? The thing is, in 2020, Team Post was there in almost every show. And so, 2019, Team Post is there in every show. So I want everyone to understand that you don't have to ask if Team Post or anyone on Team Post is going to be there. We're going to be there. We're going to bring our best all year round. And that is a clear statement that we have clearly said in 2019 that whatever show that GBO has, we're gonna be there. If this year went like it would have, we would have been there. We would have showed up. We would have came out. And so my thing is that we don't want. We're Team Post. We'll be Team GBO. We'll be Team Storm. Team anyone.
And Team USA.
Team USA. We'll be Team. We're definitely Team Natural. We'll be team. You know what I'm saying? We'll be team. You know what I'm saying? But what we would not be is not be recognized and or just be a small conversation or maybe just a breath. The thing that fires us up right now for 2021. The thing that has fired us up in 2019. The thing that has fired us up doing our shows is that we get recognized. We want to continue that as a team for sure. There you go, Hakeem. Yeah. He's saying that he was just a breath in the conversation. That must have been a stinking conversation. Okay, he was just a breath. I'll tell you that right now. Tell them to go put some bubble gum in or something, Listerine. It doesn't matter. Like I said, at the end of the day, man, we should have been on here. I feel like you guys forgot. So I'll make sure you remember today who we are. Okay, don't forget. If you forget, then that's on you. All right, the simple and plain. You got to ask me questions, you know what I'm saying? You ask me something. You want me to call somebody, I'll call them out. Tell them to, come on, bring the game. Last year, they called me Mr. Pound for Pound, okay? I'm going up in weight. What do you want to do? Who going to stop me when I go up in weight? I want you to tell me. Tell me. You too, Proctor, tell me. Because you got your team over there.
Before you go there, there was someone that asked me about you specifically this week. I won't mention who it is.
No. Hey, this is not secrets today. You ask me if I'm doing shows, I'm telling you. You tell me who mentioned me, okay? Because now what we can do is we're gonna spice this up. You want GBO to grow, all right? You got the right guy right here to make it happen.
All right, we're not going to do secrets today. If you mention me, let me know. I need to know who is that person.
So here's what we've got. James Matlock wanted to know what your stage weight was at the Atlas.
See, that's why they call me Mr. Pound for Pound. You want to know what my weight was? Okay.
Yes.
You
Just guess.
You guess. Yeah, you tell me first.
I was thinking in the 150 range.
150?
Yes, sir.
Well, what about you? Don't go quiet, Proctor. Don't go quiet. Yeah, okay. Don't go quiet.
Dude, I'm like 20 fucking years older than you. I ain't stepped on stage for years, man.
Yeah, I'm not calling you. I'm calling your team out. I'm calling your team out.
My team out. Yeah, okay, you did the classic, didn't you?
No.
Beachbody.
Beachbody.
Oh, Beachbody. What weight are they?
What did Hakeem weigh stage-wise at the Atlas? Because
what did he weigh?
James Matlock just said, yes, it was me. And then James Mickles is laughing uncontrollably right now and has so many fires. Like, I got to find a fire extinguisher just to put my mic out because I'm burning up. Woo! This got hot in here quick, man.
150 pounds. What you want? I would have.
I was 139 pounds.
Yeah, I would have said 145.
Okay, 139 pounds. Okay, can you imagine me this year at 185? Like I said, you better bring them guys from overseas. This is American muscle. Okay, American muscle. I'm going up. This isn't no game. I'm not eating salads. I eat rice for breakfast. What are you talking about? Anyway, you'll be eating salads all day. I'm going up. You guys tell me that Beachbody's not about size, but it is. It's about size too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's conditioning, it's symmetry. Okay?
Yeah.
No, it's about size. Let's get real. You guys want to see and tell me it's not about size? I would have brought more size.
I agree with you there. It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got guys on stage in there, you know they should have been in class. Get your big butt out of some board shorts. Come on, man. Come on. Leave it for the real Beachbody guys. You know when you got guys on there that's weighing 200 and something odd pounds, bro, go to classic. Come on. Yeah. Like, get out of here.
You look at Elliot, for example, who came second in Beachbody.
He can be Beachbody, okay, for sure. Okay. I'm not going to get on green because he's not even in my conversation. You had basketball shorts. Okay, you're embarrassing the Beachbody guys. You did a double bicep on stage. Hey, I don't want to hear it. You're not even in that topic right now. Okay, maybe Elliot can get out of here, man. Come on, bring something better. Okay, we came here to talk trash. It's a team post. All right, we was on the map all year. Don't stop with we don't know who they are. I told you, these guys should have been on this podcast before me and the team post. Period. All right, because we brought the fire. Period. Okay, you want fire? I'm gonna bring more weight for you this year, maybe next year. I don't know when I'm getting on stage yet. When I bring it, you better be prepared. We ain't eating spinach. This ain't pot pie. I told you it's American muscle. All right, American muscle. So you better tell the guys overseas what's happening.
Fucking jabber at the minute.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's about time. It's about time. Yeah, that's just about time.
Let's wait till the Atlas 2021 then. Let's see what you bring.
2021. You give me more time. More time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so many fucking times, mate. Yeah. I've been in this industry before you were fucking born. I've heard
that's what I'm talking about. There you go. We're not worried about you, okay?
You know what? You know what? The mouthy bastards who always give it all, turn up and get fucking bitch. You know what I mean?
There it is. Now we got a podcast. Now we've got law enforcement. That's what I'm talking about. Now what you should have had to do is had your boys on the side of you, okay? Because I'm gonna beat your cheerleaders down next year. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need no fucking cheerleaders, man. I'm a fucking
your crew is what I'm talking about. They should have been right here. I wanted to pick at them. Oh, you lucky.
Okay, we're going to call a timeout just for a second. Because I think with all that funness, I think you bring up a good point. And here's the point that I bring up. You want something that's exciting. And so I have people from my church on this thing, and they are cracking up, loving it. We've got people from all over the country that, like, I've never seen tune in before. So even Leonardo just popped on from a whole other country. And so you brought up a press conference. Tell me, and I got to say, that's pretty brilliant, you know, because They do that in larger organizations. But here's what in defense of Chris Proctor and defense of Hakeem, you have something to say because you have something to prove. And you know what? That is something that's admirable and respectable. And in the sense of, Proctor, I mean, it's all talk. It's all chatter at this point. You're right. So we need to put something together that's going to make this thing pop. So that way everybody's on a level playing field, because you know what? We don't play politics in this organization. We never have. We never will. It's very simple. Best bodies win. Go ahead.
Bob has spoke to me in the past about doing it before the Atlas, like a press conference, and getting all the previous winners from the shows and doing like a press conference. We've touched on this before, and it's kind of work in progress. And I think it, it would need to be controlled. We can't have it set up like UFC where it's just throwing ashtrays and shit, even though it would be funny, but we can't really do that. However, I do think the idea that Bob touched on, we're doing a press conference type thing, I think that will go down well, and I do agree with him on that. So that's something that it's already been discussed, and potentially 2021, no reason why we can't do something like that. And I think it would be good, build up that hype. But then as well, like Hakeem's saying, let's have a little bit of fire. We don't want to be too disrespectful. We need to keep it on the banter level, but there's no reason why we can't continue with the podcasts and get different things going all the time. Just because we're out of lockdown, and we're not out of lockdown, we ain't even got gyms open over here yet. But when it all goes back to normal, there's no reason why we still can't do these type of things. At the end of the day, we are global, and we need to keep it global, and it gives us a better oversight over everything. So yeah, definitely. Let's. I agree.
I brought that up to Bob at the Black Tie event.
Yeah.
About the podcast. I said not the podcast, but the conference.
The press conference.
The Pro Symposium.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I want to do, Hakeem. What I want to do is if we're able to do that, I want to be the moderator, and I will shave my head again because it's already pretty short. I'll be Dana White. I'm more than happy to step in and let you guys face off and square off. Now, I would always say this, because I think that you bring an energy to the organization that no one else will or can. And so, yes, as Proctor said, doing it respectably, fun, having it all be in tongue in cheek at some point, but also be raw at the same time. So if you were to say, let's just say 2020 rolls, do you have plans to step on stage at all this year, Hakeem?
Like I said, I really just don't know yet. I really just don't know yet. Todd asked me to do the Legacy. You asked me to do the Storm. I really just don't know yet. Like I said, because my goal is, obviously I have to do the Natural Atlas, but I really feel like if as a natural athlete, you should be able to cross over. So if I choose to do one Atlas, then the next year I should be able to jump in the next one. Because my goal is to really compete in the non-natural Atlas. Okay, that's my goal.
Well, you can choose. You can do.
Yeah, but you can choose. But what do I look like not doing the natural Atlas?
Well, the good news is you have time. You've got a year and a half now to figure out what works best for you. Laz, if you were to choose between the non-tested or the natural, what would you choose?
I would choose the natural.
Choose the natural? Okay, cool.
I'm saying it just like, come on, I got to represent, man. I don't have a natural shirt for nothing. Come on, I got to represent.
The situation right at the minute with this COVID stuff going on, do you know, I think personally it's going to do a lot of athletes a lot of good, because like Jonathan was saying before, a lot compete too often, they do it too much, the extent. I think being literally forced into having a year off, I think a lot of athletes that would have come back next year looking okay are going to come back looking even better, because they've actually had that year off from it, I think it's going to do a lot of them a world of good, certainly internally, and it'd be interesting to see who really bounces back bigger and better after having this year. And I know you've still got shows going in the US. We're looking at maybe one show in the UK if we're lucky, and I've also got the show in Italy, but that's it. There is no other option.
I dropped this one thing here. For me, this is talk about 2021. For sure, I'm doing the Natural Atlas. That's hands down. But just like Hakeem, if wherever the best is, I do want to compete with the best. And so if the non-tested Atlas isn't the goal, then there will be a non-tested show in 2021 that I will be doing.
Gotcha. Well, I want to give you guys a last word as far as how people can follow your journey. You guys have come a long way, and I know that Hakeem, you came from Michigan, correct? Detroit, Michigan?
Yes.
And moved down to Houston. Jonathan, you've come from multiple organizations and found your home in GBO and Coach of the Year, of course, for 2019 and looking for that possibly in 2020, which I know is going to be a stretch. And here's why. I'm not saying anybody's going to win because I don't know who it is, but there are teams right now that are brewing that nobody knows about. And it's going to be interesting to see. So, Jonathan, Hakeem, I'm going to start with you. How can someone follow you on Instagram, Facebook? What's the best way to follow your journey?
Muscle is Money TX on Instagram. And then you can follow me on Facebook. My name, Hakeem Benjamin.
Very good.
Can't miss that. So you want to get at me, just, hey, matter of fact, you can drop that in the chat if you want, Matt, or somebody can drop it in the chat. Just click the link and you'll follow me there.
I'm going to put it on the comments so that way, and I'm going to do the same thing with Amy. So that way you guys, if someone wants to follow, I know that we have had a lot of Beachbody guys on here who I haven't seen come out of the woodworks in a while. It's going to be fun. So
if they was at the battle, tell them to sit down. We're already done with that.
They're not at the battle.
They got to
sit
sit
down
down
from everywhere.
We're done. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what you want. That's what you got. Laz, go ahead. What's a good way to follow you?
So Facebook, just my first and last name, Lazarus, Crumedy, CRUBY. And then on Instagram, __ MIDANG, that's __ meeting.
Okay, cool.
And we're going to have to drop that one because he said __.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to research that. Jonathan, you got it. And then Jonathan, if you can drop Laz's in there as well after yours.
Okay.
Jonathan, you have a couple of different ones because you have a personal account, you have a gym account. What can people follow Team Pulse?
So go follow Pulse 24 Fitness. You'll see all of us there. We got videos, a lot of things that we drop on there. You'll be able to find all of our profiles on there. And just real quick, I want to remind everybody, again, that was year one of our existence. All right, so definitely stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. We have a lot of things planned still for this year, and then definitely for 2021. We're looking to reestablish that and put basically Team Pulse on every map and then on every show.
So Pulse 24 Fitness. My question is in the background behind Laz. Are you going to have to build another shelf, or are you just going to tear that down and redo it for next year?
Yeah.
You can't even see all the trophies and medals we got up here. That's not even half of it.
Well,
I still got a sword. I still got a sword I won.
You did
that right there. That's what I'm gonna use next year when I'm chopping these guys down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna use.
We'll see what happens. So, guys, I got to tell you, this was probably the most fun we've had in a while. And based on the number of comments, and you guys can go back and look at this when I post the replay on the GBO Bodcast. It's just incredible the energy you guys bring, the results that you get. And now that we're moving this thing to a different level, as Proctor said, you give guys a year off, there's going to be some people who are coming. And now you guys know that, as you have a target for yourselves and a goal that you want to hit, keep in mind that there will be a lot of people going with you for that exact same reason. So thank you guys so much for being on. Yes, we will have you on in the future as it gets closer to time to get back on stage, and we'll be monitoring the situation. But man, just looking forward to seeing what the next few months brings and see if maybe we can have a little battle this year still. So anyway, guys, take care. Enjoy yourselves. And we will be back soon. So
I'll see you guys when I come out to see you. Whereabouts are you, Jonathan? Whereabouts is your gym in America?
Houston, Texas.
Houston. Okay, I'll be down that way soon, so I'll come and see you. We'll have a workout.
Oh no,
boys out to train old boy style in the gym.
Yeah.
You can laugh at the big fat middle-aged white man in the corner. That'll be me.
Well, I just wanted to remind everybody and let everybody for next week, as it is the 4th of July weekend, we will all be traveling. So we will resume the broadcast in 2 weeks, and we will be announcing our guests next week. As we were very excited about this week and really look forward to moving in a new direction and figuring out how we can serve you as an audience, businesses, and tie everybody together and get everybody as one. Keep in mind, as the GBO family grows, we are all, at the end of the day, we're all friends. We all respect each other. We love each other. And most importantly, we have a lot of fun together. So until then, we will see you next week, in 2 weeks. Enjoy your 4th of July. Gentlemen, have a great weekend. and we will be talking soon.